Ghana Export Promotion Authority is the trade promotion organization under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, which is mandated to develop and promote on the international market non-traditional exports. And so when we talk about non-traditional export, breaking it down simply means everything, whether products or services that value has been added to. So you add value to anything, we are mandated to promote it on the international market to earn foreign exchange into the country. And today I want to say that it is very important that we export more, because as we see our CD falling, it is because we are exporting less and importing more. So at this very critical time in our lives as Ghanaians, we must make the effort to add more value to what we have, to sell it on the international market, to gain some foreign exchange and help our country economically instead of importing more, which is what we do. So this whole function here today basically is to see how we can support ourselves to grow what we have, add value to what we have, eat what we have, import less, so that we substitute what we import with what we have produced here by ourselves. And that is why women are at the forefront, or should be at the forefront of this, because women know how to nurture, how to grow, and how to make our world go round. And so if it is a women's, International Women's Day, and we dare say the whole of March is going to be International Women's Month, and we are celebrating it, we are deemed fit to celebrate it the whole month and talk about everything that will help us move our country forward. TIAST has been collaborating with Ghana Export Promotion Authority on a very, very important aspect of the business that they do here, and that is the value addition of cassava, and I'm sure other products as well. But for now, we've been dealing with them mainly on cassava. We know that cassava is a very, very important product in our country. We eat cassava. We use cassava starch. We use cassava flour. We use it for ethanol. We use it. We have many uses of cassava, and we export some cassava outside of our country. We are the sixth in the world for the export, for the growing of cassava in the world, sixth in the world and third in Africa after Nigeria and DR Congo. But we are not exporting as much as we would wish to export. Being sixth in the world is no mean feat, and the world demands a lot of cassava for the production of pharmaceuticals and so many other things, for ethanol, for all the glues that we use, for so many other products, for drinks, you name it. And we are the sixth in the world. We should be very rich by now, but we are not using it to our advantage. And this is where TIAST comes in, and they want to collaborate with us to make cassava and put it in the position that it's supposed to be able to export it, not in its raw form, but with value added. Unfortunately, the level of production that we have in this country has not translated into the processing and exportation of cassava and its derivatives. And so, for example, the exports of cassava starch from Ghana to the world was less than $1 million in 2020, which is basically 418,000 US dollars, compared to Thailand with an output of about 29 million metric tons. Thailand exports of cassava starch alone stood at $1.13 billion in 2020. So you can see that we have not made any deliberate and conscious effort to grow our cassava industry in this country. This shows that they have had this deliberate policy of intervention to develop and promote the export of cassava starch in that country, and I'm glad that we are now making the effort in the sector to develop and prioritize the value chain as we have in our National Export Development Strategy, which has cassava as one of its 17 priority areas. It is therefore a matter of course that GEPA is actively involved in this whole enterprise of positioning the sector in the export basket. Similarly, exports of ethanol from cassava and cassava flour are not very encouraging, but a bit better than the exports of starch. We haven't even touched or scratched the surface of exporting cassava flour. So we did basically 3.5 million of cassava flour exports to USA, UK, and the Netherlands and other countries in 2020. But in all of this, let's also understand that we do export gari to Nigeria. Interestingly, Nigeria, they love our gari. They produce gari, but for some reason, when we take our gari to Nigeria, it sells out. They love it. I believe that is because of where we are situated in this world. Our location, Ghana's location in this world, we are basically the closest country to the middle of the world. Everything here tastes different. Everything here is better than other places. God has blessed us with that, and we need to take advantage of that. Our chocolate is the best because the cocoa from Ghana happens to be the best cocoa, even if it is planted anywhere else in the world. You need to add a little bit of the Ghana cocoa to make your chocolate taste like how normal and good chocolate should taste. This is because of where we are positioned in this world. And our location also allows us to access other countries easily.
Me, international business manager at TIAS Group. Now, and then I organizes our conference in honor of last International Women's Day. I have SCA, and since we are still in the same month, we are celebrating women. Now, this conference, we say women or more farming. We share farming in Ghana, Hanankasi, producing mainly for food. Now, export rates are very high. A lot of the things, tin tomatoes, BBI imported. It's what we are doing is producing agricultural products on a very large scale, not just for consumption but for exports. And one of the nyamana exporting any starch. You can't cassava now. Cassava idea gari, cassava is to me the starch. Now starch now could be beer where we are seeing demand very high. Now starch no the paper, the pharmaceutical, jubia ubefabia, starch kakrawum, the makeup, cosmetics industries baby omu use starch where we are seeing now. Now we share banching so you to me jawa ha you to me produce waha ebe process ya exporting. Internet here start but yes no your experience baby our tuber processing industry. Inti ebe boamu mkofo na mba na omu pese omu have factories no yebe set factory na momo afi so ye set factory ya enjoy mo sa ebe boamu with maintenance and technical support because you say uja factory na sa maintenance na be to me akofom inti ebe with maintenance, training local people. Ye processing no. It will be beyond so. I be beyond mobile producer or factoring in us. So you better one China any other parts of the world. Now your partnership is so you born with financial support because in himself, omu here is the car omu be sad way. Into your banks are any omu ye drama. Being Stanbic Bank omu be boa with 80% of Sikano omu be here to do the factory. Another partner so Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Muso Taichi. What buy a why you be wow you be who assessing requirements so produce every month and not every day obey your plantation or you be to me provided tractors any harvesters any machines here ebe bo biana plantation na mechanized level instead of old time method no ye so a ye be bo mo with factory setup no na bibia omo be produce ya ton amon
musua say tiast enya off takers wo cassava edumaye ho eniema bibria efri banchi mu banchi ethanol spirit ayedi ye niema bebre yedi ye nro yedi bi ye nya covid kra no bi ne yedi swaswa ye nsa ho eni ade nyina ye nya wo banchi mu enya gari nkoa ena ye nya wo banchi mu ye nya niema bebre pharmaceutical industry ni hia niema wo banchi mu enti no ye hwe ame oman mu nyina ewiase nyina Ghana ye ne ye to so nsia ayedua banchi Africa high near to so miensa. Esu yentumi fa nye niema bebre. Yentumi ntumpon te se na ebinum etumpon wo mu no. Eti omo de aba ne se ye hia wo ye krom. Omo krom Asia ho omo hia. Ye cassava starch ene powder yi. Omo hia. Omo hia na yesu yentumi nye ho adwuma dodo no. Ene ye di machines ne beba. Na ye ne mu aba be ye collaboration. Ya bom ne ye. Mu dua no na mu use ye machine na ye de beba no na mo de ye ne powder ne flour no ye won crofo mo so gina ho ma ye ready so mo beto eno ho asem ani eti se mo betumi aye a mo ma ye nyina ye nyem na atofo wo ho a mo beto na yesusu eno na ye hia sesia no se de bia ye import ne ma ba na ye import ne ma ba eno na ma ye sika ne kosro no ye sika kosro nyina mo te se dollar kosro etrese ye di niema bakro yi mu dodo eniema na ye de ba na ebinum wo ha ye betimi aye wo ha na se ye wo ha mpo na se ye ye di wo ha na se ye import amba kro yi mu a ye sika no na ho ode ni be ye din na ye di bi so kwa ma no ne koton de na chese ne na chese ye hye ye sika ne din pa eti se ye ntumi kra mpo fa nkwa ama no ne a ye nye wo ha na ye ndi ya de wo ha eti se machines no mo de aba no eniema bebre wo ha ye di betimi aye a ye benye free banchi mu a ebe boa ye makeup nya ade nya cosmetics nya banchi wo eniema bebre wo ha e free banchi emu eba enti esese ye fa ni serious na ensusu ye nka se obia person no aye na ejuma quantities na omo hwehwe no edoso eti se mo betimi aka bom group we ahoodine na mo de abom na ye culture no ayete se obia person ono na ne din de ejuma bi so mia medjuma ensu se sia no ye nko ne sa se mo bom a ejuma no be ye obia de na hoodin kakra ba na chese nya omo hwehwe no yetumi aye ukọ baby ye kwa amanoni na ye ko bodero ye wo we wo Ghana ye ka se ye wo banchi bebre ye ka se ye mfa banchi 2 containers a month in Brazil a very problem. That is what it is. Enti say ye ka bom na ye ti ase say it's a win-win situation. Ye nyina ubenye bi mismenye bi na ye nyina ye